Finally, after last week's disastrous video about the worst weather I ever experienced while traveling, we start wandering around Lake Garda and its folklore again. Wow! But before we talk about it, watch folks, I'm Lawrence and my aim is to show you many places around the world from my curious human perspective. Before I start, help me to grow this project, snap me a like and subscribe. That day the stormy sky had given way to a landscape of angry grumpy clouds, and I was wandering around the southeast coast of Lake Garda. Today I want to tell you about 3 beautiful places to visit in this area: Bardolino, Lazise and Peschiera, and tell you about some beautiful folk legends. I also recommend visiting the small village of Garda in this area, which I will show you in the future when I attend the famous fairy folk festival. Anyway, let's start with Bardolino. And why not? Let's start with a nice folklore story. The name Bardolino actually has an interesting origin. It comes from the Princess Bardale. Legend is it that this beautiful Germanic princess was actually a Sibyl, an extremely long-lived mythological figure capable of predicting the future, daughter of a goddess or a nymph. Well, I'm not at all surprised since the legends say that she was nephew of the famous Manto, the founder of the city of Mantova, exactly Sibyl like her. In the end, I was thinking, well, it hasn't been that long for a Sibyl, 1,000 years? Who knows, maybe the princess is actually still there, roaming the city and predicting the future to unsuspecting people from time to time. As for me, I met an elderly woman, but she only told me that her legs ached. I guess it wasn't her. The next stop on our journey was the famous village of Lazise, where I met this beautiful big swan who was really happy to be my model for a while. The city is surrounded by walls and also has a beautiful castle, which I did not see because it was raining again and I was getting depressed. Yeah. Anyway, this place has an incredible folklore legend about the secret meetings between dragons and witches in the town where they exchanged magical power. The coolest rumor concerned a poor boatman hiding in his boat in the middle of the lake where a meeting of a coven witches was being held. He had a hard time, poor guy. And finally, here we are again in Peschiera. This village is beautiful and famous. It was sunny again and I was really happy, so I wandered around noticing lots of nice restaurants and interesting photo spots. Don't worry, I too have a legend for this incredible place, but this time it's a ghost story. See these walls? They are those of the Fortress of Peschiera, and legend is it that they are haunted by the ghost of the noble Albonio, heir to the castle of Verona, but confined here to die by his brother Can Signorio. And yes, of course, always wonderful and above all conventional names in these stories. His bones, anyway, were found here in 1830 during renovation work, and some recounted seeing him as a frail man, dressed in shreds of noblemen's clothing, wandering around the fortress, heedless of those who had discovered him. Yeah, this is a bit scary. Unfortunately, even that day, lost among ghosts, dragons and Sibyl's, my tour was coming to an end. But I was happy. I had realized something really important, which was that if you want to predict the future and you live on Lake Garda, just take a nice walk by the lake and everything will be clear as the water.